Hello and welcome back, you guys. We're back with Tips and Tricks Volume 7, and as you guys know, unless you've been hiding under a cold, damp rock, there's been a massive update to Fall Guys with tons of physics changes, and that's what we're going to focus on in today's video. Okay, so today we're going to focus on 3 physics changes in particular. 1, jump height. 2, ragdolling, or the lack of it. And 3, mid-air control when you've been flipped, hit by Yeetus, blast ball, or any of that. But anyway, let's get started. So as many of you probably know, there's quite a few Unity rounds we can now play by ourselves in custom, so that's how a lot of the footage in this video will be brought to you. But anyway, so let's first look at Lost Temple. Right off the bat, one thing we should note is even with the kind of wonky jump height now, double diving is still possible.
And you should always do that.
And speaking of grabbing the crown, this is also possible. Useless, but possible. This was possible before, but it's a little easier now, so do with that what you will. Also, now it is possible to jump straight up onto the big pad and... Wait. Okay. As I was saying actually now it's also possible for you to jump straight onto the taller drum and grab the crown that way.
Oh my god, bro.
Okay, wait. So, as I was saying it's possible for you to jump onto the big drum and then... You know what, just watch this. See? I told you. There you go. Next, rooms that are set up like this, it's very easy to basically skip the room and jump diagonally across. You can see it here as well. Slightly different. Oh no, couldn't make it through, I'm upset. But guess what? Could jump straight across, and we're happy. Easy. This right here has nothing to do with the update, but I just thought I'd show you guys the best way to get through that room. Just bounce off the pad, pushes you forward a bit. Now let's shift our focus to Kraken Slam. When I recorded this the first time, I was like, you know what, let's try out the timeout strat. Some of you will remember that from a past edition. And as you can see here, I'm like, oh, this is still possible. And honestly, it should be easier because now that we can jump higher, it should be easier to dismount. And as we can see here, that was the case. However, I went live recently, and a lot of us were playing Kraken Slam, and none of us could get this strategy down. Which leads me to believe the clip you just saw was beginner's luck, you know, with the new physics, and it's actually a lot harder now. So, for those of you that want to try out the strat, this is just a warning, it might be a little more difficult now. Okay, staying on Kraken Slam, this next one is definitely a big one. So we have a lot more control over our bean when we're flung into the air, as you can see here. Look, I'm able to choose what tile I want to go to, and look how far away I landed. Look, I'll show it again. Wait till the tunnel will hit you, and look, I can go to a different one this time. This is a very interesting change. This will matter for tentacles, blast balls, rhinos, you know, whatever else might fling us in the air. But it's something to be mindful of, because as you can see in this clip, I wasn't quite used to it yet, and I way overcorrected, and you see what happened. Okay, and finally, let's talk about Fall Mountain. So the biggest thing, well, there's a few big things, but one is, look how little these balls affect us when they hit us. We run into them, and mind you, I'm trying to hit them in this clip, I'm not that bad. And look, they barely phase us. We get knocked for a second, and we can keep going. Knocked for a second, keep going. Look, even my bean thinks it's ridiculous. So it's an interesting change because now when you get hit by these big yellow balls in your face on Fall Mountain, you're not totally out for the count. You can actually make a comeback, which is great. And just for the record, the Yeetus still works, but I was struggling here. And yeah, let's just cut this off at this point. This next one is really cool. Joshin2K pointed this out on Twitter. Now you can jump for the crown, and if you miss, you can jump back up. Oh my gosh, I actually totally missed again. Let's try this again. So, as he pointed out, you can make a risky jump for the crown. What was I, too busy emoting here? You can make this jump, and if you miss it, you can jump right back up in time for the next rotation and grab it. Let's keep talking about the crown. So, as I pointed out in a short a few days ago, ties are no longer possible. Of course, this applies to Lost Temple as well. As you can see here, this would be a textbook example of a tie, but no, only one winner now. Also now there's 2 little jumps we can make now that we couldn't before. This first one is right at this lip at the beginning of Fall Mountain. We can jump straight up. Not a lot of people know about this yet, so it's nice. And the second one is right here at the end. We would want to do this with, say, the hammer variation or the kind of the water balloon. If it was inflated, we could jump straight over this, easy, straight to the crown. But anyway, that kind of sums it up for today. There's a lot we could discuss. Different finals, different rounds, and how they're affected by the physics changes. But we don't want this video to be 2 hours long, right? So that should do it for today. But anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.